Meteorologist Mike Griffith here for East Coast Weather Association, also for Carolina Weather Pro, and we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery for much of the eastern half of the United States, just cutting off the west coast out here. Looking at a lot of action here across the Carolinas and even into Virginia, as this is a complex of thunderstorms that formed in the foothills of the Appalachians, the Piedmont of western North Carolina, moved across Charlotte, North Charlotte, the I-85 corridor, and this is just going to push eastward as we go into the evening hours and overnight tonight. Could be some rain and maybe just a rumble of thunder when it reaches the coastal areas here from Wilmington, Myrtle Beach up through Norfolk areas. Looks like it's going to be kind of weak by the time it gets there. We have this spinning feature out here in the Atlantic, and it's not going to really do much of anything except just kind of sit there and spin, and is eventually going to move its way, probably kind of moves its way to the southeast, and then eventually it'll just kind of move away. It's not going to really be a threat to land or anything like that. All of this is tropical moisture down here. Florida has just been getting dumped on with a ton of rain. Lots of flooding down there, and you can see pictures on Facebook with people in boats. And it's just crazy because of the amount of rain that we're getting down there. This rain also goes into the panhandle of Florida, and even New Orleans getting a little bit on the rain action here, and across the Gulf Coast. I-10 is looking like it's going to be continue to be wet here. Cloudy and stormy across much of New England here. Rainy and cool is the story out here. Now we have something interesting to watch out here in the plains. There's some storms firing up here across much of western Kansas and into the panhandle of Oklahoma and also West Texas here. This is a big upper level feature right here in the west. It's brought a lot of mountain snows to this area back in here. And this is all just a big occluded front, and it's trying to get something going here as far as a cold front that's going to kind of push east and bring severe weather later this week to cross much of the Midwest and here, and this is just going to push eastward, and it's going to bring a lot of severe weather, especially Thursday, Friday this coming week into the east. So we're going to have to watch this and make sure that we're going to be alert for any type of severe thunderstorm activity later this week. Let's take a look at the tropics. Taking a look at many of the tropics here across the looking at the eastern Atlantic here and the west coast of Africa, where much of our hurricanes come from, there is a nice little healthy tropical wave that just actually left the west coast of Africa, and we're going to have to watch this wave in the future here, in the short-term future, for any type of development. This is a little healthy sucker that just came off the coast, and it's got some relatively warm water to work with out here. Pressure is low overall out here because of all the thunderstorm activity, so we're going to have to watch this and see if this is going to develop into anything really significant in the coming days. This is a healthy wave, so we're going to have to see if the environment is going to be favorable in this area over here for any type of development. And this is only June, so this is crazy. I can't imagine August and July and August and September and October. It's just going to be crazy hurricane season. If this thing gets going, it's going to be a start to our what could be a crazy hurricane season. Let's take a look here at the overall eastern Atlantic as far as what we can expect for, if I can just get the right image here. There we go. That's the image I wanted right there. This is looking at the Caribbean and also the South Atlantic. And we look at the Intertropical Convergence Zone, which is this whole area in here, starting to ramp up and get really, really active. And there's a series of tropical waves, albeit them really weak, moving here across the South Atlantic. Nothing really expected to develop from these. These are just your usual intertropical convergence zone waves. Now, we do have something that the National Hurricane Center is watching, this little area right in here, just to the southeast of, I want to say, Nicaragua, with Costa Rica and Panama down here. This system could develop. They're watching this area in here, and they're also watching this area in here. This system is expected to, by the GFS, just kind of drift westward into Mexico like this and not really become any real big threat or anything like that. So this is the one area right here. This is another area they're watching for disturbed weather. South America, the coastal area, is really, really active. And this is kind of like where Matthew came from last summer. So this whole active area right here could be something to watch too. But we're looking at a fairly quiet Atlantic basin other than that wave that just left Africa. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And we're going to have to keep an eye on this area here and this area and here. Not much expected in the wave development from these areas from here around the Yucatan Peninsula, but we're going to have to watch this area disturb weather. This wave just left Africa. And that's all for now. I'm Carolina Weather Pro meteorologist Mike Griffith. Make sure you like us on Facebook at Carolina Weather Pro. And we will be looking forward to updating you. Some snow and winter updates, even though it's a little early for that. There is some more snow cover up in the northern hemisphere, all the way up around the North Pole, more than there was this time last year. So that could be good news for cold air for the East Coast. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.